And can you tell me a little bit about the motion that was removed here and how it first got on the agenda and what the purpose was? That the entire purpose didn't seem to be all that clear right away.
Okay, so we first put the motion on the agenda in December. In December, the motion got tabled, and the motion was simply to open up the superintendent's contract to see whether or not the board would like to solicit other candidates. So the motion is either to solicit other candidates or keep it closed and only negotiate with Dr. Knight. Then after that up or down vote, then it would either trigger a series of candidates providing their applications, including Dr. Knight, because opening it up does not exclude the opportunity for her to continue to be our superintendent, or we would close that door and it would just be negotiation with Dr. Knight around what kind of contract would we like, 3 to 5, would we like to open up the accountability metrics and try to tie, all of those things that come with contract negotiations.
Why was the motion not to either renew the contract or not to renew the contract? Was it sort of a look out in the marketplace? Did it have something to do with her performance?
Well, I think the reason that it wasn't just to renew or not renew is because I want to make sure that she has the opportunity to apply. And I'm afraid that the way that the language was, if we would have did renew, not renew, that would have closed the door on the application. We made it very clear that she still had the opportunity to apply and stand on the work that she's done.
Okay. And I really haven't heard of a superintendent having to reapply for her job before. So what makes this situation different than another school district?
Okay, so when I reached out to solicitor and reached out to other board members and other educational professionals, one of the things that they said is often when a superintendent has been in a position 8, 10, 12 years, that boards will open that contract up to ignite a new conversation with the superintendent to see if we can revision whether or not they solely intend to hire that person, but also to get out of their own funk and look at what are other ideas, what are other visions, what are other pathways for success in an urban, rural, suburban district, whatever your setting is. But that the trigger of opening it up really ignited some quality dialogue, not only with the superintendent, but also with the community.
Okay. And at this point then, I guess, are you happy with her performance, is what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I don't think it's about being happy with her performance. Dr. Knight has done a lot of really solid work in the district. She's been our leader through this recovery process. She's seen us get into a space where right now we have a positive fund balance. Now, what that looks out 5 years, I'd encourage you to go on the website and check out the 5-year fiscal plan and look at some of the data around where we're at going to be 5 years from now. But I think ultimately for me, it's just really about it's really about the academic performance that we currently have in the district just isn't good enough. That we need to raise the bar. There should be no reason that only 5% of 8th graders at Roland School are proficient and advanced in reading, or that if you exclude Math Science Academy from our middle school metrics, that there isn't anybody over 15% achievement in proficient and advanced achievement in math or ELA. Those kind of numbers, when you really boil that down to what that means for kids, that's like, only 1 in 10 of our kids can answer 60% of the PSSA questions. 60%, that's the bar for proficiency. So you're not even, answering all the questions right. But, I think we look at other things like some Dibbles metrics, and the standardized tests aren't the only thing, but they give you a point-in-time assessment of where we might be, where we could be going, and what I haven't seen in my times as an educator and as times on the board here in Harrisburg City is a systematic approach to make sure that we're replicating and sustaining and expanding the programs we know that work, or the models and methods that we know that work. It's more of like a scattershot approach, and I think I'd just like to see a vision that allows us to replicate on what success we do have, because we do have a lot of great success in the district, and every one of our kids has the ability to do great things. It's just a matter of us making sure that there's the entry points and opportunities for them to do so. And I just think it's really hard for us to look at and say, almost 58% of our kids that take the Dibbles reading assessment in 4th grade, they're in intensive. That means that if you read a minute passage, for a minute you read a passage, they can't recite to you what you read. They don't have that comprehension. That's just not where we should be.